Hi everyone, it's your favorite realtor Alyssa Barajas. Can you guys believe it? It is already August. Everybody's going back to school. I am definitely noticing it with my clients and like how often they used to have more free time, but now they're getting everybody ready to go back. So it's crazy that the last market update I gave you guys was in June and a lot has changed. And it's so amazing because I always tell people this, that by the time you realize that something has changed in the market, it's like it's already been happening and you're kind of looking back like, whoa, when did that happen? So I want to share with you guys what I'm experiencing right now with my clients that are buying, what I'm experiencing with my clients that are selling, and just in general, like what I'm talking about with my lender associates and all that good stuff. So first things first is I know that in June, I talked to you guys about the interest rates going up. In this moment in time, Freddie Mac did put out on their website that we are at about 5.22% for a 30-year fix. And it's really interesting to think that although it is higher and we were in the low twos and it's like, damn, we missed that window of opportunity. But really, did you? I think not. And I'll kind of go into that as well. So right now in Orange County, for a single family home, we have about 2,900 approximate homes that are active on the market, which is very interesting because back in June, and I'll link up the video there, we had only 2,000 homes. And that's very interesting because in OC, we have about 3 million people who live here. So June, we had 2,000. August, we're now at 2,900. So what that tells us is either A, houses are sitting longer, or B, more homes are going on the market, which, as I've told you guys before, supply and demand, that's what changes everything. And right now we are noticing houses sitting a little bit longer, but why is that? Is that a bad thing? And I'll kind of share with you why I don't think so. So what I am noticing right now, I'll start with my sellers first. When I'm meeting with them, I'm definitely letting them know that this market is very important, that you price your home right. We are not trying to get to a point as we're listing the home to already reach a price improvement. We want to nail the price. And I always want to remind you that your home, when you sell it, has three prices. It has a price that you want to sell it for, that we agree on, assuming that we go through everything together and we talk about what we feel the fair market value is. And it also has the price that the buyer is willing to offer you on the contract. And then the third price it has is the appraisal price. So I think that it's important that when the seller and I are talking, I definitely let them know that, look, I get it that you want to sell for this much, but with these comparables, I don't think it will appraise. And that's a serious conversation to have because the goal is never, we don't want to get there. We don't want to get to the appraisal and close it out at a price that you weren't happy with when we could have addressed that in the very beginning. And because the buyers are now in a position where they are offering you the price. If you remember, I talked about this earlier this year, end of last year, we were still in a market where we would list the price at a certain number. We would be happy with that number, but I would tell my clients 99% they're going to offer you more than that. We don't overprice it, but the likelihood of you getting more was very likely. We're not quite there anymore. Buyers are now offering what they feel the home is worth. Okay, so how do we step back from that and avoid price improvements? The one thing I always tell my clients to do when they're selling is let's price it right together by looking at the comparables in the market. And two is what can we do now to the home to prepare it to be on the market where a buyer would be happy to move into it, especially if it's like a family. And usually it's small improvements. I usually would have never advised this in the past, or if we did it, it was a couple little things. But now what we're actually doing is we're starting to invest a little bit of money. We're starting to maybe upgrade just the kitchen cabinets, not a full remodel, but maybe just some painting. We're starting to patch up holes, just little things like that. And I'm noticing that that does make a difference. Recently, I had a property where there wasn't a stove included, and the buyer ended up asking us for credit because there wasn't a stove, which technically speaking, a stove is not required to be in the property. given you cap the gas line. That's just an appraisal thing. But nonetheless, you're not required to have a stove there, but they asked us for credit. So had my client maybe just got a used stove, it's still working condition, installed it, that couldn't have been a conversation to be had, right? So little things like that. So in terms of the buyers, what are we experiencing? I am experiencing, when I am representing my buyers, that when we do see a home sitting on the market longer than the average days on the market, which right now in this moment in time is about 28 to 47 days, okay? 28 to 47 days on the market. That's the average. So right around that time, if I see a home that's still on the market and maybe they haven't improved their price, it is a conversation to be had where I can call the agent and be like, hey, we do like this house. We went to go see it, but is your seller willing to take X amount? And a lot of times they are open to it because they are reaching that days on the market, and you don't want it to sit longer than that, because once it sits longer than that, I always say it's a brown banana at that point, then nobody wants it. I think that there's a fine line between being too long on the market where you won't even get a lower price right at that time. So that's definitely one thing I always tell my buyers, that we are mindful of days on the market, and also we do check the comparables. That's when I am noticing that we are more likely to get a price improvement if the seller hasn't already done one, okay? And it's very interesting because all in all, even though some of my buyers have kind of, talked about, oh, the rates are kind of high, I'm not really sure yet. You guys, in Orange County, everything else has gone up, and so have the rent. Even if the rates start to drop down just a little bit, even if you're seeing price improvements, here and there, and I'm sure you're getting alerts on Zillow, Redfin, Trulia. I know you guys are saving this stuff on your phone. Guess what hasn't gone down? I can almost guarantee you have not found a rent decrease. I know this because I've told you guys this before. I myself own rental properties, and my highest rent is a little over $5,000 a month. And right now in Orange County, the average rent is about $5,500 for a single family home. And for a condo townhouse, you're looking at $2,700 a month. That has not gone down. And on the contrary, they're still hard to find, because I still have people call me and ask me if I have vacancies, and I don't. I have long-term tenants that I prefer it that way, and it's just what it is. So I always look at the long term. What are you putting in? Right now, at the end of the day, renting, it's not putting in back to yourself, right? So you can ride it out, ride the market out, and see where it's going. But it's important that we always connect and talk about what's going on, what are we experiencing, so that at the end of the day, an educated buyer and an educated seller makes an educated decision. That's just what it is. So that is my market update for you guys. I hope you guys are getting ready for back to school. I have a lot of friends and past clients that are in the school district. So I wish you guys an amazing, amazing start to your school year. And as always, I am on YouTube, I'm on Instagram, I'm on Facebook, I'm on LinkedIn. Reach out to me anytime, and I will catch you guys later. Bye.